All right. Here we are. It is me, Reiki Master Allison, and I am here with Danielle Desiree. And we are having, well, I am, some Wi Fi issues. So I apologize in advance for any delays or if it just feels weird when we're talking, but we're just going to power through it and do what we do. So I want to welcome everyone. This is just going to be a really casual, candid conversation. We're going to talk about holistic healing, spirituality, all the things that she and I will sit down and have conversations on the telephone about. And
Right.
nobody's around to hear us talk about it. So we're just going to talk about it in front of everybody. Okay. So, Danielle, go ahead and tell everyone a little bit about you.
All right. For those of you who've seen other things that we've done together, I am a licensed massage therapist, a licensed acupuncturist, and an alchemist. I've been on this healing journey as my predominant job for the last 20 years. I don't know what else I can say to that. I mean, there's a whole bunch of other stuff. We know this, but it's is it relevant to the conversation?
Well, I know that you've got some things that you want to talk about. So I'm going to let you just jump on in and start us off.
Okay, so who else is not okay with this Mercury retrograde and two eclipses? Because Lord knows I have watched the world around me, including myself, like descend into chaos the last couple of weeks. Like, I am looking for a breath of fresh air. I am hoping things are going to start course correcting because holy crap, holy crap. Like, and it's not just those who are healers. I mean, even the common theme I'm hearing from every patient I've seen is I'm having these crazy thoughts. The stories I'm telling myself. And I was like, okay, hold up. It's not you. It's not you. And I think what I want to say is people don't realize how much cosmic activity really does affect us. Period.
Yes.
Um,
Facts.
right,
Facts.
right.
It all does.
So for any of you who have been feeling completely nuts, it's not you. I mean, it may be you a little bit. I don't want to enable anybody, but know that we're all kind of going crazy at the moment. The stories we're all telling ourselves, things that have been coming up, things that have been representing themselves, old wounds, old traumas suddenly coming up, things that you thought you dealt with suddenly rearing its head. It is, it's okay. We only got a few more days. We got what, another week to go of Mercury retrograde. So
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
bear with, I mean, and do the things to take care of yourself. Rest, 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 rest. I cannot stress it enough. Rest, drink water. We are more water than anything else. Don't push yourself and give grace to everyone around you because they're feeling it just as bad. I literally have had my life blow up in the last couple weeks where coming out of left field, all sorts of stuff. And all I can say is I'm giving myself grace. I'm giving those around me grace and just saying, okay, like I'm not going to let someone, talk smack and go nuts on me, but I am going to say, you know what? Hold that thought. We are not having that conversation right now. I need you to think on that and we'll circle back in May. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Uh huh. Same. it's rough. It's really, really rough because like I keep waiting for like something else to happen, which I know that's not good, but it's like I am like in this moment of like just weird stuff, weird dreams. Like now I'm having technical difficulties. I mean, it's just batshit crazy right now.
Completely. Girl, I was having dreams, and not those kind of dreams. I was having dreams about my ex-husband being back in my life, and we have been divorced for almost 30 years. Like, so things are coming up. Things are coming up.
So I kind of feel like with you saying things are coming up, I think that's kind of on purpose though, right? It's kind of on purpose to where spirit is kind of getting the energy, preparing us to deal with some stuff that we haven't been dealing with. So it's making you kind of confront some things that we have not been confronting. We've been putting it off. We've been putting a band-aid on it. We've been like just like, getting by to get by or whatever. But I think now with all the energy the way it is, like, nope, you're gonna deal with it. Let's deal with it right now, right here, right now.
Yep, the water is boiling over the pot, so the lid is coming off. There is no more of like, well, I'm just gonna put a lid on this and tuck it away.
Nope. Not happening. Not happening. And, like I said, it could be a good thing. It doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. We could take this time to be able to allow ourselves to shed, shed the stuff that's not working, shed the people that are no longer needed in our life, like their season is up, shed, ideals and ways of being that we just, for some reason, well, I'm pretty sure I can figure out a million reasons why we just don't want to let those things go. But I think the universe is like putting us all in position to where it's like, no, we got to let some stuff go because where we're being taken, there's no room for that stuff anymore.
Correct.
So it's crazy, but I kind of feel like it's a necessary crazy.
Absolutely. That's what I came out of it this morning. I actually woke up feeling the most at peace I felt in a long time, where I'm like, yep. It's crazy. It's nutty, but it is serving a purpose. It really is serving a purpose of like, we're going to deal with this shit. We are not going to be living in the bullshit stories we tell ourselves. I mean, right? Because a lot of our own journeys, right? We, okay, yeah, this is going to go deeper faster than I thought it was, but that's okay. That's what you and I do. So
that's how we roll.
That's how we roll. So in the end, we're all on these journeys that we got to figure out. And we can either choose to rise to the challenge, and that's great. And we can choose not to rise to the challenge, which is great too. There is no judgment on if it's right or wrong. Just know that they're going to keep going around until you choose to rise to the challenge. It's just going to keep coming back and coming back and coming back. And so, yeah, this particular time, we are really being confronted with like, yo, are you playing or are you for real for what you want? Like, are you playing? Universe is saying, like, are you in or you out? Like, if you want to play, that's cool. You can play. But like, if you're saying you want to walk the walk and talk the talk, then what's all this shit sitting on the stove that you've been pushing off to the side and be like, I'll just deal with that later? I'm just going to deal with it. It's like, here we go.
Right.
Here we go. And so it's up to us
Yeah.
individually.
Facts.
And it is. It's facts. No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's facts, and anybody that's watching, if you want to add something to the conversation, in the chat, go for it. But yeah, I feel like and this is something that I've been feeling, especially after the summit. Like it's like this energy around me is like, okay, uh, you got to take care of this over here because you haven't been taking care of this over here. And we let you go for a while of like not dealing with that's sitting over there, but now you got to deal with it, i.e. my health, right? Um, i.e. my spiritual health. Like I've been putting a lot of stuff on the back burner and I know better. But it's like now the
Right.
energy is like, okay, well, you need to pick this up and pick this up fast because it's some stuff that we're trying to move you from and move you to that you're not dealing with. You're not confronting it. You're not allowing the things that need to fall away. Because you keep being like, but why? But why? I want it. I need it. It's my comfy blankie. Like I need that. And spirit is like, yeah, but no, you don't.
You don't.
You don't. So yeah, yeah.
You don't need it
Yeah,
as
he
much as
did
we
put
think
me
we
on.
do. The
This
only
did
thing I
get
need
deep
is my coffee,
fast.
right?
Yeah.
I need my coffee. Everything else is negotiable, but I need my coffee.
Oh, good gracious. Yeah, coffee is life sometimes.
You know what it is? Like,
But yeah,
honestly, yeah. Go ahead.
no, you go ahead. I'm done.
Okay. No, I was gonna say, speaking of coffee, I like it's so funny. Right before this, my way to give myself some self-care was a cup of decaf. And yes, I drink decaf. I also have regular, but I also know I cannot drink caffeine after 12 p.m. And yes, decaf still has a little bit of caffeine, but I'll be able to go to sleep in a little bit. That's all that matters. But it was a cup of coffee, and my friend's mom made me gluten-free red velvet cupcakes to kind of soothe my soul. So it was decaf coffee and a red velvet cupcake that I was like, we are going to sit here and take a moment and be in this by ourselves. And you're just going to love on yourself for a second before we go live, before we do anything else. Because I think that's the other piece with all this crazy chaos. Are we stopping to take care of ourselves? That I mean, like that's something I've been thinking about a lot because
Mm,
yes, I have a very full acupuncture practice and I love it. But what am I doing on my day off or my time to myself? How am I nurturing myself? How am I trying to show up differently? Um because yeah, I'm tired of playing around. I want to play big, right? Like just in general, how can I help my patients if I'm not helping myself? So I drink my water and my coffee. Hey, I've been doing good. I gave up alcohol for 2024 and I've been rocking it. So, yep, we're going to keep our coffee and our water because what's it serving me, right? What's it serving to have the alcohol? And there's reasons it serves. I get it. But yeah, yeah. So what's been on your
yeah.
self-care routine lately?
rest, allowing myself to rest. That's the biggest thing. Because traditionally, usually, rest is like the last thing. Because you know me, I have that Leo coin in my back that is like, go, 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 go. And so, rest, which is one of the things that all my ancestors and guides have been dealing with me on. Like, if you don't get your ass somewhere and set it on down and rest, like I have been like they've been dealing with me like in a way that I'm like, okay, I'll do it. I'm not happy about it, but I'll do it. But it's been good to get that rest. And I'm like you, I'm leaning into my coffee and my water. I have to drink more decaf than calf because of my blood pressure. But I enjoy that decaf so much, and I have my water. And it's funny when you're talking about not drinking alcohol, and I've not been a big drinker of alcohol in a very long time. I'll have like a cocktail every now and then, but something that came into my head when you said that was keep the spirits for spirits.
Ashe. That is true. That is true.
Yes.
That
So
is true.
that's what I've been basically the biggest hill for me to climb is allowing myself to rest. Not feeling like I have to take on so much and do so much all the time. Um, and just giving myself that gift to just rest. Allow myself to just be still. Be quiet. And
Right?
be still. Yeah, that's
I
it.
feel
That's
that.
been my main thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I've been disassociating with books lately. I totally admit it. I've been going into a nice little fantasy world, reading books, sipping my coffee or my water with all my supplements. But yeah, resting, reading, reading a lot, reading a lot. So how I'm like, what else do we want to talk about? I feel like this is the first time both of us are kind of like a little less to say. Normally we're like
I
talking on
know.
top of each other.
Well, I think because I'm having this whole delay thing with the Wi-Fi, it's like I need to relax and allow myself to just be in the moment. But I'm caught up and I get the little thing that pops up like your Wi-Fi is weak. Now it's okay. Your Wi-Fi is weak. Now it's okay. So I need to stop focusing on it.
Monkey mind.
I need
Monkey
to.
mind. That's funny.
I,
That's life right now, though, right? Sorry, I'm thinking about that. This is going like the Wi-Fi week thing. Like, okay, life is great. No, it's not. Life is great. No, it's not. Life is great. No, it's not. Or we can flip it. Life sucks. No, it doesn't.
no, it
And it
doesn't.
distracts. But what happens is it distracts us from staying in the moment. So thank you for saying that. Because
Yes.
thinking about it, like when we're talking about life, like we got Wi-Fi signals going, right? Like all the time. And just going like
Mhm.
fill in the blank with something else. I know I keep saying like, which I need to stop. That is such a 90s thing. I am definitely showing my Gen X age with
Hey, we're Gen X and we're proud.
like, oh my God, like all I can
Like,
think of is my so-called life.
oh my.
But anyways, back to the Wi-Fi signal. Everything in our life is a constant thing going in at us all the time. I know you're laughing from the delay and you're just like, okay, this girl is freaking tripping today. I am on some life be life. And I walked into my drum class the other day because that's one of my self-care things is I've taken up bata drumming. For those of you who know,
Really?
yeah, I'm playing Afro-Cuban drums. I take it every Tuesday night. I've been doing it for about 5 months now. And I walked into class the other night and my instructor was like, "Hey, how's today going?" And I was like, "Yo, people be peopling hard. Life is lifing hard. And Mercury is retrograding hard." And this is an older man. And he's just like, I don't understand. And I was like, "Oh, people just be peopling." And he's like, what does that mean?" And I'm like, "Okay, let's talk about it." And then everybody, because I do take it with two other people, they stop and they were like, "That explains a lot of what's going on in your life." Because I was like, "We just had a lunar eclipse. We're in Mercury retrograde, and we got this stupid solar eclipse coming up. Like, my soul is tired. My brain is tired. And I am trying not to tell every single person that comes in my path to F off and be like, don't talk, like, please
Yes.
don't bring your mess to me. Don't bring your mess. I don't want your mess." So, anyways, it was funny because life
Yeah,
is life and hard.
it is. Life is definitely life and like really, really hard for a lot of us. And for those that are watching, put it in the comments. Tell us what's life in with you? How is life with you? How's your energy? How are you feeling? How talk to us. Tell us what's going on because
Right?
I know it's not just me and her. I know it's not just me and Danielle dealing with
Not even a
life.
little bit.
Because you're right. Life is life and really, really hard. People are definitely peopling. And the interesting thing about peopling, it's as long as I have the right people to people with, I'm fine. But when I'm surrounded by the wrong people that be doing wrong people stuff, that's when it's like it take everything in me to not, like you said, tell people to F off. Like for real. Like completely. It's really something. But I really want to stress that if you notice how Danielle and I are talking about our self-care of what we're doing in these moments, what I want, and I know she would want this for you too. And Danielle, this takes us back to a conversation we had a couple of years ago. Fill your cup. Make
Oh,
sure your cup is full
yes,
and
ma'am.
stop trying to fill up everybody else's cup. You need to keep your cup on full. And taking care of yourself, grounding yourself, leaning into those spiritual practices that we talk about. It's like now is don't just talk about it, be about it, right?
Right.
And really start taking your spiritual life seriously, your spiritual being. You know, when we talk about holistic is the whole. It's you as a whole being, mind, body, and spirit. So we've got to start looking at ourselves in that way and taking care of ourselves as a whole, mind, body, spirit, and really being intentional with that, especially right now. Because while we're in the midst of all the energy that feels like chaos and conflict and everything else, there's still something there for us to be able to kind of get some, I don't know, something good from it. Because I can't think that this is all in vain or that it's all something bad. I feel like there is something to come from it, but I think we're just going to have to just let it all play out.
We do. We do need to let it play out because I mean, all I think of when you said that was like the phoenix rising from the ashes. Like, you got to find a way to rebuild. I mean, like, the chaos Yeah. I never realized how much you got to take care of your spirit until the last couple of years, right? Like for as long as we've known each other, but I think of the journey within the time that we've known each other, how much we've individually grown
Yeah.
over the last 6 years, right? Like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
6 years. And knowing that, like, where I was to where I am now, there have been pauses, there have been breaks, but it keeps on that invitation to go deeper. And yeah, life sucks sometimes, but it's not in vain.
Yeah.
Not even a
It's
little
not.
bit.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, we just got to keep on trucking, but taking care of spirit. It's not, like one of my clients, no, one of my patients asked me, like, so how often do you get a massage? And I said, every other week. And it was like, oh, like that's indulgent. And I was like, no, it's not. It's not indulgent. I use my body every day. And you want me at my best. You want me to show up for you guys week after week. You know, I don't even have time in the next week for a new patient on my schedule because I'm filled with everything, which is great. It's a great problem to have. But going, of course I have to go. If I am giving up, like, I don't think people realize how much we hold in our body physically from emotional stuff that happens through the week. And that's part of the spirit. My spirit will do better when I don't get massages on the regular. And that, I mean, that is something I choose to put my money into. I would rather take care of my body than, I mean, there are people who say, you know what? I get a manicure every week. I am not knocking it. That is your thing to do. Mine is a massage every other week. And that's just for me to stay on top of it. Like, that's just keeping things at bay. Going like, okay. I know you saw a lot of patients in the last 2 weeks. We got to just like clear it out. But people don't realize how much the body keeps score. And I hate that book because it is written by a white man. And yes, you will hear me talk about crap like that because it pisses me off. But it's true. Our body does hold on to things.
It
There are
is.
other books that are better but the thing is that our bodies hold emotions. I can tell. I was explaining because one of the things that my patients have been asking about, like, so why doesn't it hurt with you, or why does it hurt with somebody else, and all that. And we were talking about the energetics, and I said, one of the things I believe is being on the table is the most vulnerable place to be. Right? Doesn't matter if it's massage, Reiki, acupuncture. You can't let somebody in if you don't feel comfortable with them. Doesn't matter if it's because they're a man and you're a woman, you're a woman. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if it's that, if it's because they remind you of somebody. If they don't vibe with you, it's not going to be the same. Because I have gotten, and I gave them the example I had in school where I went and my senior intern gave me a treatment. And so like it felt really good to get this acupuncture treatment. And so I was there again and she's like, we're going to do it again, something similar. But she had the person who was following her because I came in not on my shift. I just came in to see her. And she and her intern that was following her needled me. And it was awful. When I was on the table with my senior intern, I ended up like crying when she needled into my knee. It wasn't that it was painful, but it unlocked this emotion and this grief that had been sitting there that I didn't even know. And then the next time we did it, and it was by this other intern, I felt awful and could not walk afterwards. And it was, and it wasn't that she did anything wrong. She did the exact same treatment, but I didn't feel as safe with her in that space. I did not know her. I knew Stacy. I knew what I could, that I could show up and be vulnerable. I did not know this other person. And so it really comes down to, so the point being is we get into these moments of we don't realize that our body is taking on everything, right? With like the crazies that are out there right now. Everybody's on 1,000 on some kind of stuff. Like, should it be work stress, home stress, money stress, kid stress. I mean, like too many things to count, right? And all it could be like you go into the grocery store and somebody got the last package of tortillas of your favorite brand, and the next thing you know, you sobbing because like you just really wanted those tortillas. We're not going to talk about me all the time. But it's true. You never know where you're like, really, it's a package of tortillas. Those tortillas cost me $2. And I can go get them somewhere else. But the idea of running somewhere else is just too damn exhausting. It's just too much. It's the piece that you're just like, and I'm done. I'm done.
Right.
That like you have to, like, we are really, this self-care is so massively important. I see, Christine, that you said that you've been doing more self-care. And listen, those frequencies, now Allison knows I am a full believer of all frequencies. We're not even going to get into one of my modalities, but yes, it changes life. We all vibrate.
It does.
And sometimes you need those lower frequencies to move something out. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I got to meet it to let it breathe. But man, oh man. Frequencies are some good shit. So anyways, I'm going to stop talking now because I feel like I just went on a total rant about tortillas.
Oh, God. But I feel you, my sister. I feel you. And it looks like Mignon also said, life is interesting, but it continues to be lots of self-discovery and uncovering the true self under layers of conditioning and functioning in survival mode constantly. Yes. Yes. Survival mode. Oh my God. Survival mode is so, it's the story of so many people's lives, but it's such an unfortunate place to be, where you're only living, if you will, is just to survive. And unfortunately, a lot of people are in that position right now, financially, emotionally, physically. It's just to get to, it takes everything for some to just get through their work day, and hell, then their work week. So it's getting out of that survival mode and relearning that it's okay to thrive, and whatever thriving looks like for you, you can do that and work towards that, because thriving doesn't always mean anything financial. Thriving could just mean right now your health is really good, your emotions are in a balanced place where you're not all over the place. Thriving, whatever that looks like for you. So being able to get ourselves out of survival mode, even if it's just for a little while, can help us be better, I feel.
Right? For a long time, I didn't know there was anything other than survival mode. I thought that was the only way to operate. Realistically. And even then, I still have to check myself sometimes because it's familiar, right? Once you're in it and you've been in it for a minute, it is very familiar and you don't even realize you slip into it. And so that is something that I constantly have to be like, yo, I don't need to go in there like that. Like, why am I like, even once again, I just started telling people at work because I was looking at my schedule and I was like, okay, why am I making all of these accommodations? You know what I'm saying? Like, boundaries are good for me. And then I started telling my admins, do not ask me if I can accommodate. If I say, hey, I'll come in, or no, the answer is no, you're not, Danielle. I need you to hold me accountable, because it's back to filling your cup, right? Here I am going, like, I looked at what I did to myself the other day where I'm like, I am scheduling all sorts of stuff. And Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Nope. Breather. And I was like, no. Pause. So yes. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Survival mode is very constrictive, Mignon. Very constrictive.
It is.
So constrictive. And I don't think people realize it. We it's that rise and grind. I hate that phrase. I hate that phase, rise and grind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why the fuck are we grinding? Like,
Coffee?
okay, I'm happy to grind. If we're rising and grinding coffee beans, I am all for that. Because I'm bougie like that and I do grind my own coffee
Me
beans.
too. Me
Because it
too.
is so much better. It's so much better. But like the but like the mentality of like why we got to do extra all the time, and I think that's the thing that we impose this on ourselves, especially as Black women, right? Is that I know we show up differently than others, and we all, you know, and it's like, you know what, I need to take a page from some middle-aged white men in terms of just being like, yeah, no, I'm just gonna show up and grace you with my presence. You should be thankful.
Oh, it's like
Sorry,
we
I'm sorry. I need to watch my filter. I need to go to sleep.
no, it's true though, because we have to get past that overachiever mentality. Because you've got all these different things. You got survival mode, you got the comfort zone, but you also have the overachiever. And unfortunately, a lot of us as Black women had that talk given to us of you have to be 10 times better than your white counterparts. So, in order for you to be able to make it, you have to push 10 times harder and everything else. And what do you think that really does to us, right? We internalize that. We like go above and beyond for everything except the things that are very important, like taking care of ourselves.
Right.
We are going above and beyond the call of duty every single time. And I stand with one of the lady that I saw on TikTok, and I can't remember who she was, but she was like, Black women, rest is revolutionary. It
Yes,
is
ma'am.
revolutionary. We have got to rest. We've got to allow ourselves to rest. We don't have to pick up and put our capes on for everybody. We don't have to do that. If I'm going to be caping, I'm going to cape for me. I'm okay for, I'm going to be an advocate for Allison above everything else, because if I'm not well, I can't do nothing for nobody else anyway.
Right. I legit said the other day, I want nothing more for your happiness, and said, pause. No. I actually want my happiness more than I want your happiness, but then you can come in second. And I actually said this to somebody out loud. I was like,
Yeah.
let's rephrase that. Cause like, no, I don't, my happiness comes first. And it's something that I'm really trying to hold myself accountable to. Like what makes me happy? What gives me joy? I do not
Yeah.
care that I am in the car, bust and break your neck at stoplights and everybody's looking at me. I don't care. I'm enjoying my moment. I am trying to find every moment that can bring me joy, even if it's only for 30 seconds, even if it's only for a 5-minute car ride. Like, even my walk home, I walk to work. Yes, I am so blessed that I walk to work. I do not have a commute. Downside to that is I don't have a commute, which means that switch from leaving work to getting home, I don't have that time to like flip, which really sucks in turn, because it's literally 4.5 minutes. It's not quick enough for like the car ride of 40 minutes where you're like, okay, let me listen to my podcast or listen to a few songs before I shake it off and all that. But now I'm trying to find all these minutes. I dance walking down the street. I have no shame in my game when it comes to be like, what's gonna make me happy today? And if it's eating a red velvet cupcake and drinking decaf, or eating a cheese pizza with garlic butter on the side, so be it. But also, it's getting on a bike and sweating it out, right? It's all about figuring out what works. And sometimes it's just sitting in quiet. I used to be so scared of sitting in quiet. I was afraid to hear what my thoughts were. And in the last, I want to say, year and a half, I've really learned to start sitting in the quiet, and I'm finding that it is where I'd rather be. Like coming home or just even when I am home, right? Sitting in the quiet. I never understood it, and now I do. And I don't even have the words for it other than there is just so much there, and it's not that scary. So if you're not sitting in the quiet, get in the quiet, even if it's only for 5 minutes.
Yes, as much quiet as you can possibly have for yourself. And I want to go back to what you were saying about happiness and joy, because yes, I mean, I love quiet and I love solitude too. But I was thinking about happiness, and I also started thinking about, what is it that will really make me happy? What are the things that really make me happy? And I should be focusing on those things that make me happy. I should be focusing on those, I would say, more than the things that piss me off, right? So it's now finding that balance of, okay, let's find the things that bring me joy. Let's find the things that bring me calm. Let's find the things that bring me peace. Let's find the things that, where I don't have to think so hard, right? And I can just be me, and just not have to care, even if it's just for a few minutes,
Right? Absolutely. Going back to that thriving statement, me switching my career and going back to being an acupuncturist full time, like all in, has been the best thriving thing. I like financially, it'll come, but man, I have so much fun every day. Every day. And when I let myself just stop and drop in and just let it, man, my day is a joy. I love what I do, and it gives me such a life. And so now I'm building on that. What else makes it's just like that? Okay, so I get this happiness. I'm loving that I get it at work. But then how can I recreate that at home without having people in my home? What are the things? I got plants galore showing up. I don't know. I fake plants, real plants. It's a mix. I'm learning how to be a plant mom.
Me too.
I burned my monstera, not understanding when they say, like, do not leave it in direct sunlight. Yeah. He's a little burnt, but I'm bringing him back.
Oh.
Like some of my plants have names. I'm still waiting on his name, but my aloe Ursula has given me like 18 babies. She just doesn't stop giving me babies. But it's great. Oh. Like my life is getting richer with the things that I never thought would bring me joy.
Yeah. I'm really happy for you. Like, I really love seeing your evolution and seeing where you are now in your life. And I can see in your energy of how happy you are and how you're like really in your element. And I just love it. It gives my heart just like so much happiness. I'm like, yes, she deserves that. She deserves that. And I love that for you, my honey. I love that for you.
It's like when I heard the first time I heard the word compersion, I was like, compulsion? No, compersion. And it's where you have joy and you take joy in other people's joy. And yes, yes, yes.
I do.
I
I
love it.
totally do. I
I
have
love
so
where
much.
life is taking. Your sound went out. What'd you say?
Oh no, I was just saying it does. It gives me joy. It really does. But that was it. Go ahead.
No, just like I love seeing all of us doing our thing, and I'm really seeing a turn where people are finding their passions and they're going for it. Doesn't matter what it is. If you're passionate about IT, go into IT. If you're passionate about Reiki, go into Reiki. Me, I am all about the body and I'm all about the herbs. I'm all about the plants. Let's figure it out. It's all good stuff. I love seeing that we are evolving as a society right now, more and more.
Yes. 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 So on that note, I think this
Yes,
might be a
ma'am.
good place for us to wrap it up.
That's what I was about to say. I was like, I think that's where we gotta stop.
Yeah, I think this is a good spot. I've really enjoyed this conversation. I hope everyone that's joined us has enjoyed it, in spite of the technical difficulties. Still, it was nice, and we will be back. We will have more of these conversations. Um, so, Danielle, any last words for this live that you want to share with the people?
I'm just gonna say, give yourself grace and give everybody else grace right now. Even if you're ready to punch somebody in the throat, just give yourself grace and know that we don't know what's going on elsewhere. Like that's the biggest thing, especially
Yeah.
as Black women. Yes, we got to be at 100. We got to always come out swinging and do 10 times harder, but we're not supposed to let it look like that. We're supposed to do it all silently and not look like our lives are completely falling around us. So give yourself grace.
Yes.
What about you? What
Give
are your
yourself
last
grace.
words?
Give yourself grace. Give yourself a hug. Allow yourself to rest. Drink your water. Mind your business. And just live your life. Just live your life. And everything will come together as it's supposed to come together. Just allow it. Allow whatever it is to do what it's doing, because there's a purpose to it, and it'll all come together.
Yes, it will.
Yeah. So thank you all for joining us. Thank you for allowing us to sit and just be Allison and Danielle in front of you. Leave us comments. Let us know, for those that are watching the replay, did you enjoy this discussion? Would you like to see us to do more of these? Because I know we're going to, but I want to know, how you feel about it. So leave us some comments, and I'm going to put all of Danielle's um, contact information and everything in the description once we are complete with the live. And of course, my stuff will be there too. All right. So thank you all. We love you. Have a good night. Thank you,
Take care.
Danielle.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. Bye.
Bye.